Hi there, welcome back to JD's Dashcam. Today I have the FOXPARK S1 Solar Wireless Backup Camera. We're going to go over the specs, the monitor settings, and I'm going to show you step by step the multiple options you have in installing this solar wireless backup camera into your vehicle. But stay tuned to the end, where we're going to put this backup camera to the test. This backup camera is equipped with solar panels and a high-capacity battery. The wireless backup camera can work up to 18 hours with a full single charge. Now this is great for all your long-distance driving. Now this is easy to install. You can install the camera by itself here, and in the bottom of the license plate you can install the solar panel, or you could keep it all in one unit. It has a 1080p super nighttime vision, and where you could get details up to 30 feet, even in the dark, of course, but it's utilizing your backup lights. It has 33 feet of signal, so this is for a truck, box trucks, or a vehicle with a trailer. Now, if you buy the optional second camera, you could install the second one in the front. This is great for parallel parking or even backup parking. Now, I'll be installing this in my vehicle, but this is also good for SUVs, pickup trucks, box trucks, minivans, and trailers. Now, if you install it on an SUV, you can start in the front and back if you have dual cameras, or you could put a second one inside to view your children or pets. The pickup truck, again, front and back, optional to record your bed area or inside your truck. For a box truck, you can put one in the front and the back, or you could put one inside the truck, or even one on top of the box truck, which makes it easier to back up into. And of course, this is the same thing for your minivan, the front and back and inside or on top. Now for the trailer, you could put in the front of the vehicle, back of the vehicle, or you could put the second one in the trailer behind the boat, or you could put it inside the boat, or you could also put it inside the vehicle. You got multiple ways to use this. Now, this is everything that you get in the box for the wireless backup camera. You get your 5-inch screen, your mounting bracket with the camera installed, dash cam mount or window mount, car charger with an extra USB-A slot to plug any additional devices. And of course, you have your micro USB cable, again, to power this up before you install it, or when low light conditions, you could use this as well. And then there's this little Allen wrench. This is great. So what it is it comes with 2 security screws. Now, before you install the camera to the bracket, and once you find a placement for it, all you have to do is insert the security screw on top and in the bottom. This prevents it from theft. And of course, your manual, your solar wireless panel that can be installed on top of the license plate in the bottom, or any area of the vehicle that will get charged with the sun. And this right here, this is the adhesive for the plate that goes here. Now, most vehicles do not have screws on the bottom of their license plate. This will adhesive to your vehicle. That way it could be secured to your license plate. And I'll show you how to do that in my installation video. The backup camera comes with grid lines to help you back up for your distance. On the settings, you could turn this off or on. It's pretty much your preference. Now, this installation takes very few minutes. Even if you install just the camera alone on the top or bottom, and then you detach it and you install the screen in the top or bottom of the license plate, it still only takes minutes. And the good thing with the additional camera is that you can install one in the front. So this helps you with your parallel parking or backing up. Then it comes with 3 additional times. For a regular backup in and out of spaces, it's 45 seconds. But as right here, you can see a car pulling an RV or a trailer or a boat, you can probably need additional time. So the screen will time out after 90 seconds. Even if you need more time, just simply push the button on the power socket. Now, since the solar wireless cameras are installed outside your vehicle, it is weatherproof. Here are the 6 optional grid lines to help you in reversing, and I'll show you how to do that in the monitor settings. To operate the monitor, there are 3 buttons on the right side. There is an up button, there's an M button, and there's a down button. Now the M button is the menu button. Hitting the menu button is also to confirm your choice and also to return. The up button is to move forward or to increase a selection. The down button is to go back or to decrease a selection. So what we want to do is hit the middle button. All right, just feel your way behind on the side. And there it goes. So you can see one says pair. Now pair is in case you disconnect it from your monitor to your rear camera and it's not syncing. Just hit that pair button and I'll show you exactly what to do. Next one is your brightness. So I'm gonna get menu and you go up or down. So I'm gonna go up and it goes to the next one. Is that the one you want? What you gotta do is hit menu again. Once you hit menu again, let's go back into there. You got brightness or contrast. Now it's on brightness, so you could just hit up to go to contrast, up to go to brightness. So we want brightness, we're gonna hit menu to select it. And right there you see a line. I'm not sure you can see on there on the camera, but it has a status line to go up or down. So let's go ahead and hit that. So you can see this kind of bright right here in the cement. Again, we're gonna click that, hit menu again, and this time I'm gonna go down to lower the brightness, and you can see how it darkened. I'm gonna go up one more. So that's how you adjust it right there. Now, since this is upside down, I'm going to leave it the way it was. All right, so now we're back. I hit menu, I'm gonna hit menu again, up arrow to go to contrast, hit that. And again, you can lower it by using the down key or higher it using the up key. All right, so I'm gonna put it right back in the middle the way it was. I'm gonna hit menu to get out of there. And then I'm gonna do is hit the up button. I'm gonna hit enter, and you got mirror or you have upside down. And right now it's upside down. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead, hit the arrow up, hit menu, and we're gonna hit arrow up to go down. And now you can see how it's right side up. So that's what we want. Now on this side of my driveway leads to my house, and it's actually on the right side. This is the correct side it needs to be on. This side towards my neighbors, that's exactly the way it needs to be. Now in case, again, because you installed it a unique way, in case you did that, all you gotta do is go to menu and get into that MU control, and then we hit arrow up. Then we're gonna hit menu again to get in there. Then right now it's on mirror, so we're gonna hit enter. Well, really you can hit menu to give you your enter. And then from here you could arrow up or down. So we'll go up to go to normal, and we're gonna hit menu. And you see how the plant side is on my right side, which is not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be on the other side. So let's go ahead and fix that. And go back to mirror and menu. And now it's in the correct way it needs to be. All right, so let's get to the next one. Hit menu, and then we're gonna hit up arrow to go into reversing time, hit menu. And here you got 45 seconds, 60 seconds, or 90 seconds. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and go to 90 seconds. I'm gonna arrow up, and it's at 90 seconds. That way it stays on longer. So here the screen's gonna be on for 90 seconds. So once you hit that button and you start reversing, you got 90 seconds before the screen will time out. If you don't want it that long, just hit 45 seconds or 60 seconds. It's pretty much your preference. I'm gonna leave this one on 90 seconds. All right, gonna get menu again. All right, they're gonna hit arrow up for grid line. I'm gonna hit menu. Now here you could turn off or on your grid line. It's gonna turn it off, hit menu. Now you notice the grid lines are missing. That's in case if you want that. But I actually want them on because this helps me with when I reverse, how much distance I have left. Hit menu again, arrow up, turn on, hit menu. All right, and there they are again. That's what I want. Okay, now we're gonna adjust the grid line. So what you wanna do is go to the side where the menu's at and just turn it on. Well, press. All right, so then you have the grid lines already. So what you're gonna do on the side is you're gonna hold it down for 4 seconds, the menu, and you see it blinking right now. So then you can use the up arrows or down arrow to adjust it. So just hold it again till it starts blinking. And then we're gonna go up. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there you go, it starts up again. All right, let's see what the next one is. Go up and reset. In case you want to reset this whole thing back to its factory settings, you could do that. I'm not gonna do that. So that's basically all your controls on there. Before you start the installation, what you want to do is remove this part in the back on this back side, and you can see there's a micro USB port right there, the male end. The backup camera came with this micro USB cable. So what you want to do is go ahead and install the cable in there, And then the USB-A side, what you want to do is put it into a charger. Either you have an old cell phone charger you could use, the AC adapter for that, or any charger that has USB-A, and you could charge this first. Charge it for a few hours. That way, when you're going to start using this, it's already powered up. All right, before we start the installation, before we mount the monitor, before we install the license plate bracket, what you want to do is connect your power supply to the cigarette lighter or a power socket, whichever one you have. So in this one, you see there's two ends and both are circles. All you got to do is get both ends, push them together and twist. And when you twist, it's going to create a seal on there. There you go. It goes back into each other. And if you're not sure which way it goes, there's also arrows there to show you exactly how they go. And there it goes. It's in there. I can see the garage. Now, right now you see it's flipped, but don't worry, we're going to get into that. And right now, the first thing you got to do is just loosen up these two screws, or really take them out. But if you notice, this one has a backup camera, but this one's not working. It works off and on, mainly more off than on than when we need it. And I'll show you a little example of that right here. Okay, I'm going to put this car in reverse and let's see if the backup camera is working. And that is the message that comes up. All right, so now let's get into the process. You can see it doesn't work. And in order to do that, you got to take all this back part off and then of course reroute the wire back. So I don't want to do that. This is a simpler process. This takes like 2 or 3 minutes just to do this part. But we're going to do it step by step. That way you know what to do. All right, so let's take this off. So this license plate has a bracket. Now, if you have a decorative bracket, don't worry about it. It's still going to fit on there. So you have the camera part. So what you got to do is get your camera, your bracket, put it around your license plate, the back of it right here. And then from there, you could go straight to your license plate bracket and just screw it in there. Now, you notice how this is hitting. So I'm not able to put that in there. You see how it's going to hit? So what I could do is put it right here on the bottom part, and then I could go ahead and connect my camera and my license plate together to the car. So that's what I'm going to do. So no matter if you install it from the bottom or the top, the process is exactly the same. Now this is the way it looks behind, and you can line up the hose. So if you're trying to put it on and it's not lining up, you could always move this to left or right. So if you need to put this screw in, you could put it in, but don't tighten it, and then move the bracket back to this side and tighten it, and then you could even it out and you could secure it to your vehicle. But there's another way. FOXPARK sent you this little baggie here, and it has a little tiny screw in there, a small screw, and it has an Allen wrench. So this is what you want to get. In the bottom of this, there's a little screw in there, and you have to use the Allen wrench to get it out. All right, I got it out. So just put this little screw inside the baggie so you won't lose it. So now that we've taken out the screw, all we got to do is slide it left or right, and it'll come out. And let me show you how that looks, how it looks in there. Let's see if you can see that right there. There you go. You can slide it in and out. Okay, we have the frame in there. So if you're going to install it on the top, you can see how this is not in the way anymore, and you can screw it in. But this for me is still in the way. So I'm going to do it upside down. But I just want to show you a different way that you could still do this. All right, so the bottom bracket is done. Now we could reattach the camera to the body here. Now this way I know it's going to work, which all I got to do is just put the screws in there, and then it's securely tightened. So before I do that, what I want to do first is go ahead and tighten up that bolt right here, that security screw first, because when I put it in, I'm not going to be able to screw it from the bottom. All right, so I got the bracket here. I got the screw inside the Allen wrench, and I'm just going to position it in there, and I'm just going to start tightening it up in there. All right, it's all done. Security screws in there. All I got to do now is just go ahead and insert the screws. Now, if you know exactly how your backup camera is going to go and you placed it, you measured, and you did everything right, and you know exactly where it's going to go, you could go ahead then, and if it's installed on this, if you have your solar panel installed on here, you could go ahead and install the security screw on the front, the top and the bottom. That way you get them both in there. Because when you install it, you won't be able to get the bottom, or if you have it on top, you won't be able to get the top one. Now we're ready to install the solar power. So what we're going to do is install this part first. Now where the camera is the curved part of the micro USB. And you just push that in there. All right, there it is. It's installed. Then we're going to get this covered part and we're going to put it right on top. Now the cable goes to the cable end to cable end. Pop that on top. Now all this excessive cable, you can slip that right into the behind the license plate. Now we are ready to install the security screw right on top. I'm getting the other security screw that came with it, and then I'm going to put that one on top. All right, the security screw is in there. This way we're doing step by step in case you weren't able to install this onto your license plate perfectly. All right, next thing we got to do is take off this protective covering on the lens. Move our camera in the down position. Now on dash cams, you have them straight out. You have them straight out towards the car behind you. For backup cameras, you want to lower them down. That way you can see exactly when you're backing up. All right, I just want to show you another way to install the solar power panel from your rear camera. Now, what you could do also, if you don't want it all together, or in the position you're going to put it has a lot of shade, you could remove this part and install it like on top. So that's what we're going to do. So the first thing you want to do is remove your security screws. And then this pops out. And then inside, there's two screws in there. You want to take those out. And the reason I took it out is so I won't lose those little screws that are in there. Then you got a double-sided tape here. And what you do is, you can see the layout is going to be exactly the same. And you're going to put that in there. And on top of the license plate, you could put it there. Or if this is on top, you could put it on the bottom. You could put it wherever you need to get that sun to charge this. You could put it even right here if needed, but of course being in the way of the camera, or right here. It's really up to you. But of course you don't want to cover the main license plate. You don't want to get in trouble with the police with that. So, but I'm actually going to keep it right here. I think this is perfect because I have it on the bottom of the license plate and the sun will hit it perfectly there. But this is your preference on however you need to install the solar panel on there. Now, if your vehicle does not have any bolts on this, like this one has these rubber grips, which I installed it to that, but I'm going to have to go ahead and buy the top screws. And that way these two are secured and the bottom are secured with this. Now, this is not the correct way to do it because this is holding on to rubber. So eventually these things can give out. They'll come out like this. So you don't want to use this. The reason we're going to use the double-sided adhesive is because most vehicles do not have license plate screws or bolts on the bottom of the license plate. Therefore, you have to use the provided double-sided adhesive. Or if you like, you could purchase the magnetic license plate holder by FOXPARK. And this will hold your license plate securely to the vehicle, and you could easily transfer it from one vehicle to another. So these rubber grips, I could put the screw inside there and hold this. But it also comes with the adhesive. And what this is for, if you don't have any screws, all you have to do is secure this to the back of it with it's double-sided tape. Take one side off, and then here you could go ahead and place it where you need to go. If it's in the bottom of adhesive or on the top, it will be right there. So if you don't have these screws on there, you could use this. But I'm actually going to use it for the bottom. So I'm going to leave the screws here. I'm going to screw the license plate on there. And then I'm going to buy 2 additional screws to put on the top. But I'm also going to secure this, and that way it's going to secure to the car itself. But before I do that, I got to clean all this area first. All right, got it cleaned. And I'm going to put it on there. What I'm going to do though, again, these are rubber clips. I'm going to take these off. And what I'm going to do is just position this to those squares there, those right there. And try to put it correctly right on top. I'm trying to get you as close look as I can and see how I just really secured it on there. They're going to put these rubber grips back. Get the other one. All right, I'm going to put my license plate back. All right, that's the license plate. If you have a frame, you can put that on next, but I have to put it underneath this backup camera. Push that underneath, or I could go sideways in there. All right, that's in there. Now this is secured to the car with the adhesive. So all I gotta do now is put the ones on the top. There's several ways to put the backup camera on, top or bottom, and the solar panel. If you install on the bottom, you could put on the top. If you have the camera on the top, you can put the solar power in the bottom. Or you could keep it all one unit. As long as it's getting sun, that's the only thing you have to worry about. All right, this part's done. So now we're ready to install the backup camera. We need to figure out is where we're gonna put it. Now some vehicles, if they're lower here and you're a taller person, you could put it right here and you're still able to see above it. Now my wife's not that tall, so we're gonna have to put it right here, right in the center. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attach it to the window shield, and that way it's not on here, on the dashboard itself. Because you can see she has a dash cam already, so might as well just put it right here towards the very bottom. And then you can always route the wires at the end of the window shield, and I'll show you step by step on how to do that. All right, so first let's get the mount. All right, so we have the mount here. Now this right here is a tightening knob. This is where you tighten up the actual camera once you're done, right here. All right, so once you have position, you see the way it's loose, you can just go ahead and tighten this up. All right, now when it's in position, it's tight. Once you have it tightened up, it's tight. So what I like to do is put the monitor on there first before we attach it. And in the back, you can see those grooves in there, those openings, and it goes right on there. You just put it right on top, slide it up, and it's ready in there. Look at that. Nice and snug in there. And the reason I do this is so I could go ahead and position it exactly where I want. All right, I loosen up the tiny knob, and the antenna goes up. And what you want is this type of motion if you're using the window shield. So that way the window holds it and it's going up like this. Now if you put in the dashboard, it's like this. That's how you do it. All right, since I'm using the window shield, okay, I got it positioned the way I want. But even after you install it, if it's still not right, don't worry about it. You can still adjust the tiny knob. And this back lever here, you see this little bar? Once you have it installed, just push the bar towards the suction cup and it'll create a tighter seal on there. All right, so what I'm gonna do first is take off this protective covering off the adhesive and then go ahead and mount it straight in there. All right, got it where I want. I'm just gonna push it up against the window shield. I'm gonna try to leave it here for like 30 seconds to a minute. Just hold it tight. I'm gonna fast forward this part. Next, I'm gonna push the lever down with my fingers as I'm pushing it up. I got it. So even though I tighten up the tight knob, you can still move it a little bit to exactly where you want. Now that we got the monitor installed, all we got to do is connect the power cable. And just like we did earlier to test this, we do the same thing. We're going to get both ends, both circles, push them together, twist, and push them both in, and it creates a seal. Then we're going to go ahead and route the wire against the window shield, and we're not going to just lay it on here or lay it right in front of the console. We're going to go all the way around, that way you will see no cables. So I'm going to get the wire, I'm going to push it against the back. Now what I'm also going to do is put all the wire on top. If you have the wires on the carpet area, well, it's going to pull everything out. That's why I have all the wire on the top. So I'm going to go all the way to the end. Now you can see what I'm doing. Between the window shield and the dashboard, there's space in between. Sometimes you got 1/8 of an inch, sometimes you got 1/4, and sometimes you have a good 1/2 inch. And all you're doing is pushing the wire behind there. Now right here you see this part. That's a little thicker. Don't worry about it. Just push it in there. All the way to the end. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to work from this point. I'm going to push it between the A-pillar, and I'm going to push it between the dashboard. I'm going to push it right in between. Now, if you're not able to do that with your fingers, you could get a credit card. I'm sorry, you don't want to use a credit card. A gift card, an old one, and just push it in there with that. And that would also push it in there. Now, if you have anything handy like plastic, a gift card, but don't use any screwdrivers, anything metal, because you'll scratch all your dashboard. All I'm going to do is just push the wire down. I'm going all the way around the A-pillar. Now, if this area is too tight between the A-pillar and the dashboard, to loosen this part up, all you got to do is just take off the weather strip, and you just grip it and just pull it down, and it'll come right off. You can see it right here, how it's coming apart right there. And all you're doing is taking that off. All this is just a pull and pull on, and it holds together. Let me show how that looks. You see how it's in there between? There's a groove in there. You simply just push it back. Let me show you that one more time. There's a groove in there, and just push it back. And that's it. And that will give you space to put the wire in between. So from this end, what you want to do is continue pushing the wire behind there, and all the way you get to the bottom of the kick plate. This is the kick plate. All right, now let's go to the bottom. From this point, what you want to do is, again, is get your power supply, push it towards the middle of the console, push the wire back there. And again, that way the slack is not pulling it down. What we're going to do is we're going to work all behind this carpet area right here. Not your floor mat, the actual carpet behind there. And we're going to go all the way around there, and that way you're not going to see any cable. All right, I'm holding it with one hand and just pushing it behind the carpet with the other. Pushing the carpet up and pushing that behind there to get it behind the carpet. All right, now we're at the end. But I want to do it just show you one more time what I'm doing. I'm pushing the carpet up, and I'm just pushing the wire right behind there. Pushing it right behind there. I'm at the end. But you can see no wires. And this is the installation process we do at JD dash cams. All right, so what we're going to do is work our way to the center console here. So I got the power supply. What we want to do is plug this in first, and that way we know exactly where we're going to put the slack. We're going to put in the second one because when the car turns off, this one turns off. This one here, it will stay on all the time. I don't want that because then it'll drain my battery. So I want it right here. And you notice I have the button there. So whenever you need to use a backup camera, if it doesn't come on, you just push that button. Easy access. All right, so now we're ready to get the rest of the cable. And you can see we have a pretty good amount of slack, which is fine because we're going to put it right back up there on the carpet. So I grab my cable. I'm going to push it right behind here. You see there's a little opening. And, well, actually, just push it behind the carpet first. All right, so there's no cable behind here that you can see. It's all right there. So all we got to do is just grab it and push it behind the center console. All right, I brightened it up for you. You exactly see what I'm doing. Now, if your center console doesn't have this brake, you can always put it right in between. From one trim to the next, you could put it right in between. All right, so I'm going to continue putting the wire behind there and go all the way to the back. And there's the only wire you see is attached to the monitor. So now let's go ahead and turn this on. All right, we're ready to start the vehicle. But first thing we got to do is take out the protective covering. And I like to take these off at the very end. That way the screen or anything or lens do not get scratched. All right, so let me turn it on. And you can see it turning on right away. And there it is. Now I want you to notice something. How everything is upside down is because we actually installed it upside down. But don't worry about that. So I'm going to hit menu again. And then I'm going to do is hit the up button. I'm going to hit enter. And you got mirror or you have upside down. And right now it's upside down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit the arrow up. Hit menu. And we're going to hit arrow up to go down, and now you can see how it's right side up. So that's what we want. All right, so I'm going to put it in reverse, and I'm reversing back. And you hear my car, the alerts coming on that I'm too close to a distance. Right now the garage is hitting the first green indentation there, the first green. So we're going to try to go to the second one. And we could see we actually got space in there. All right. I'm going to put it in park. And we have around, you can see right here, a little distance from the cement part to the garage door. All right, so I'm going to go check the distance we have. So based on that little span, I still have 3 feet. So what I could do is just lower the camera down more. But we got to be careful we don't start seeing this part. But I lowered it down. Let's see how that looks. Okay, so the camera is off. So all we got to do is press the button. And then the monitor comes back on. Now from there, I don't really see the bumper. I see a little bit on the side here at the ends. So I could still go more back. Let's kind of reverse it back more. Okay, we're now at the yellow. All right, you hear the alarms coming out very strong now. So let's go see our distance. All right, from there, it looks like we got about 1.5 foot, 18 inches. So that's how much space I have. Push the button back. All right, so we got a little space. So let's get closer. And you hear the beeps already. All right, now I see. I still see some space in between there on this side of the monitor. So that means I know I got another 6 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and reverse more. I'm going to trust the backup camera. Right there. Well, you see there's very little space left. And from there, it looks like we still got, I'm trying to position this right. So it looks like we still got about 1 foot, 11 to 12 inches right there. All right, so I know I'm close, but I'm about 1 foot away. So from that first red indentation right here, I have 12 inches still. So even if I'm this close, I'm perfectly fine right there. This is perfect where I need it. And that's something you need to do. So whenever you install this, just find a focal point and you can reverse and you can see the distance of how far you're gonna have. If this video was helpful for you, please like this video because it really helps the channel grow. If you're interested in these products, I'll put links in the description down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and select all notifications for all upcoming videos because I also do dash cam installations. I do dash cam reviews, and I even do hardwire kits. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.